If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma or another asbestos-related disease, you're facing one of the most challenging times of your life. Medical appointments, treatment decisions, family concerns. It's overwhelming. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, someone probably told you that you should talk to a lawyer. Maybe you saw it on TV. Maybe you're wondering whether you need one. Maybe you're thinking you can handle this yourself. Or maybe you're worried about how much working with an attorney will cost. Today, I want to give you 5 compelling reasons why working with a specialized mesothelioma lawyer isn't just helpful, it's essential to getting the compensation you deserve and holding the companies that caused your illness accountable. Hi, I'm Terri Oppenheimer. I've been writing about mesothelioma and asbestos for the website mesothelioma.net for over a decade. I've seen firsthand how having the right legal representation can make the difference between a modest settlement and full compensation, between feeling lost and feeling supported, and between corporations getting away with negligence and being held accountable for their actions. Let's start with the first and most important reason you need a mesothelioma lawyer: specialized expertise and resources that you simply cannot access on your own. Asbestos litigation is not like other personal injury cases or any other kind of law. It's an incredibly complex topic. It differs significantly from anything else. We're not talking about a car accident that happened last week, where liability is straightforward. We're talking about exposure that might have occurred 30, 40, even 50 years ago. We're talking about your having been exposed to products that may no longer exist or that were manufactured by companies that may have gone bankrupt decades ago. A specialized mesothelioma attorney has access to extensive proprietary databases that have taken decades to build. These databases contain detailed information about thousands of asbestos-containing products, the manufacturers who made them, the job sites where they were used, and the specific time periods when they were in use. When a mesothelioma victim tells an experienced asbestos attorney that they worked as a pipe fitter at a particular shipyard in the 1970s, that attorney can identify exactly which asbestos products they were exposed to, which companies manufactured those products, and which of those companies can be held liable. No matter how good a family attorney or personal injury attorney may be, or how dedicated they are to helping you, this isn't information that they can access. These databases represent decades of litigation history, discovery documents, testimony from thousands of cases, and investigative work. They're a compendium of specialized knowledge without which an attorney wouldn't know which companies to pursue or how to prove that your exposure occurred. The second reason you need a mesothelioma lawyer is expert case management. Think about everything involved in building a strong legal case tied into this very serious illness. Building your case means gathering decades of employment records, some from companies that no longer exist. It means gathering comprehensive medical records documenting your diagnosis, your treatment, and your prognosis, and it means tracking down former coworkers who can testify about the conditions at your workplace 30 or 40 years ago. It means consulting with medical experts and occupational scientists who can connect your specific asbestos exposure to your illness. And here's the critical part. All of this has to happen within specific time limits called statutes of limitations. Different states have different deadlines for filing asbestos claims. Some states give you only 1 year from diagnosis. Others give you longer. But one way or another, if you miss that deadline, you'll lose your right to compensation entirely, no matter how strong your case is. A mesothelioma attorney manages all of this for you. They handle the paperwork, they track down the records, interview the witnesses, consult with the experts, and ensure that every filing happens on time and is completed correctly. While you can focus on your health and your family, they're building the strongest possible case on your behalf. The third reason, and this is huge, is maximizing your compensation. When you're sick and overwhelmed, it's tempting to think about accepting whatever settlement offer comes your way, just to be done with it. What you need to understand is that companies and their insurance carriers know exactly what they're doing. They know that sick people are vulnerable. They know that financial pressure makes people desperate, and they will absolutely lowball you if they think they can get away with it. An experienced mesothelioma attorney knows how to accurately value all of your damages. We're not just talking about your current medical bills. We're talking about future medical expenses for ongoing treatment and care. We're talking about lost wages, not just what you're losing now, but what you would have earned for the rest of your working life. We're talking about pain and suffering, loss of quality of life, and for wrongful death claims, we're talking about loss of companionship and support for your family. Beyond valuing your damages accurately, a specialized attorney knows how to pursue all available sources of compensation. Many people don't realize they can pursue multiple avenues of compensation at the same time. This includes personal injury lawsuits that can be filed against multiple defendants, asbestos trust funds that hold billions of dollars that were set aside by bankrupt asbestos companies specifically for victims of exposure to their asbestos-contaminated products, and for veterans, VA benefits that you may be entitled to. An asbestos attorney ensures you're not leaving money on the table. Now, I want to take a break for a moment here and remind everyone, if you're finding this information helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. It really helps us get our videos seen by as many people as possible, and that's how we help as many people as possible. And if there's a topic you'd like to see covered or a question you'd like answered in a future video, let me know in the comments section below. Also, make sure to watch until the end of this video, where I'll tell you exactly how to access the help and resources you need if you or someone you love has been diagnosed with mesothelioma. Now, let me tell you about the fourth reason you need a mesothelioma lawyer. And this one addresses the concern I hear most often, the cost. The fourth reason to work with a mesothelioma lawyer is that reputable asbestos attorneys work on what's known as a contingency fee basis. This means you pay nothing upfront, zero. No retainer, no hourly fees, no out-of-pocket costs for expert witnesses or court filings or investigations. Nothing. The attorney only gets paid if they secure compensation for you or your family. Their fee comes as a percentage of the amount you recover. It's typically around 33 to 40% depending on the complexity of the case and whether it goes to trial. But if they don't win your case, they don't get paid at all. Think about what this means. It means the attorney has every incentive to maximize your recovery because their payment depends on your success. It means you're not taking any financial risk by pursuing your legal rights. And it means that cost should never be the reason you don't seek legal help. Some people worry that giving up a percentage of their settlement means they'd be better off negotiating on their own. But here's the reality. Attorneys with specialized expertise consistently secure settlements that are many times higher than what individuals could negotiate on their own. Even after lawyers' fees are deducted, you end up with a whole lot more money in your pocket. The fifth reason you need a mesothelioma lawyer is their negotiation and trial experience. Most mesothelioma cases, about 95%, settle before trial. Companies generally prefer to settle rather than face a jury because juries tend to be very sympathetic to mesothelioma victims and very angry at corporations that knowingly exposed workers to asbestos. But reaching a fair settlement requires serious negotiation skills. Defense attorneys and insurance companies are professional negotiators. They do this every single day. They know every tactic to minimize payouts. If you try to negotiate on your own, you're going to be at a massive disadvantage. On the other hand, a mesothelioma attorney with a proven track record knows exactly how to counter these tactics. They know what similar cases have settled for. They know the strengths and weaknesses of your case. They know when an offer is fair, and they know when to push for more. And critically, they know when to walk away from an insufficient offer and take the case to trial. And if a case does go to trial, you need an attorney with litigation experience, presenting evidence, examining witnesses, making legal arguments. These are specialized skills that take years to develop. Defense attorneys, they're counting on you not having this expertise. Don't give them that advantage. Now, behind these 5 very practical reasons, I want to mention something that's harder to quantify, but incredibly important: emotional support and allowing you to focus on what matters the most. Dealing with mesothelioma isn't just physically draining, it's emotionally draining. You're scared, you're angry, you're grieving the life you thought you'd have. The last thing you need is the additional stress of managing complex litigation, chasing down documents, arguing with insurance companies, worrying about legal deadlines, or worrying about an attorney who doesn't have the experience to do all of that. A mesothelioma attorney understands what you're going through. They've worked with hundreds of patients and families dealing with asbestos-related illnesses, and they're compassionate about your situation. They provide support in many ways. It's not at all uncommon for a mesothelioma lawyer to travel to their clients' homes when their physical condition or care makes it hard for victims to go to their offices. They handle all the legal burdens so you can focus on your medical treatment and spending the time you have with your loved ones. There's also a principle at stake here that goes beyond money, and that's accountability. The companies that manufactured asbestos products, they knew for decades that asbestos caused cancer. They had internal documents. There are memos and studies and evidence of warnings from their own company scientists. They knew asbestos was deadly, and yet they chose to hide that information to keep selling their products and to prioritize profits over human lives. Working with an asbestos lawyer helps you hold these negligent manufacturers and corporations accountable for their actions. Every successful case sends a message that you cannot poison workers and get away with it. Every verdict and settlement is a form of justice, not just for you, but for all the victims who came before you and all the families who are going to be fighting this in the future. Let me address one more thing. Some people wonder if they should work with a national mesothelioma law firm or if it's better to go with a local attorney. Here's my perspective. What matters most is specialization. A general personal injury attorney in your hometown, no matter how skilled or passionate, they just don't have the specialized knowledge, databases, expert networks, and experience needed for asbestos litigation. This is a highly specialized area of law. Many of the most successful mesothelioma attorneys work with national firms that handle cases across the country. They have the resources to pursue claims in multiple states, to identify all potential defendants and trust funds, and to bring in the best expert witnesses. But they do work closely with local counsel who understand your state's specific laws and procedures. You get the best of both worlds: national resources with local knowledge. The key is finding an attorney or firm that focuses specifically on asbestos and mesothelioma cases, that has a track record of substantial verdicts and settlements, and that makes you feel heard and supported. So those are the 5 compelling reasons you need to work with a mesothelioma lawyer. Specialized expertise and resources you can't access on your own, expert case management that handles all the complex legal work while you focus on your health, maximizing compensation by accurately valuing your damages and pursuing all available sources of recovery, working on a contingency basis so you have zero financial risk, and proven negotiation and trial experience to ensure you get a fair settlement or a strong courtroom presentation. Beyond these practical benefits, a good mesothelioma attorney provides emotional support during an incredibly difficult time and helps you hold the corporations that caused your illness accountable for their negligence. Most reputable mesothelioma law firms offer free initial consultations with no obligation. This means you can learn about your legal rights and options, understand what your case might be worth, and decide whether you want to move forward, all without paying a penny or making any commitment. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or another asbestos-related disease, you didn't cause your illness. You were exposed to asbestos because companies chose profits over safety. You deserve compensation and you deserve justice. Don't wait to explore your legal options. Statutes of limitations are real and time is critical. Visit mesothelioma.net and fill out our form for a free information packet that includes information about legal options and compensation. You can also call 1-800-692-8608 or use the live chat feature on the website to speak directly to one of our patient advocates who can help connect you with experienced mesothelioma attorneys. As for me, remember to post any questions you have below. I'll see you next time.